Hello and welcome to a first video about the individual Computers ACA1233n accelerator for the Amiga 1200. In this video I'll be installing it in my Amiga, introducing my little Amiga Corner. I'll be drawing a little bit in Artifact and a little bit in Deluxe Paint. Well, not really drawing, more just making a big mess. I'll play some Alien Breed 3D 2 and do some tests and stuff. It's a long one. I've time-stamped the various different parts if you want to skip past me just dicking around. Thanks. Now I thought I'd introduce my little Amiga space such that it is. Obviously, I could definitely do with more, but a whole bunch of stuff. Yeah, nice set of Amiga games. Deluxe Paint down there and Artifact. Little graphics tablet, which works quite nicely on the Amiga. Extra floppy drive. Compact flash reader thing I used to get data on and off, but now that I have a working network, I don't really need to do that. I FTP stuff from one to the other. So all of the cables have to just sort of do that. Eventually I'll tidy it up. Right. The Amiga 1200 is serving me well right now, but it's a little bit slow, so let's see what I can do about that. So, let's try just pulling out the power. How many of these things should I unplug, do you think? It's quite difficult to unplug the Ethernet port. If you look at the back of here, where I've got my Ethernet thing plugged in, it's very much jammed in there. Let's just ignore that. Turn it straight over. Ooh. What's the worst that could happen? Okay. Usually I'd use a coin to pop it open, but that works. Okay, so there's the old RAM card. Look at that mess of cables back there. So it's nice and easy. Put that one over there. Boink. Ta-da! It's a lovely looking little thing. It's a bit bigger than the other card, I think. Not much bigger. It's not like one of those massive original blizzards. Right. This doesn't look that easy to get lined up, but oh no. That is looking pretty good. Just need to push it in now. Hopefully this doesn't cause any problems. Just do a pop. That was weirdly easy. I don't trust anything that easy. I suppose I should put the little hatch on. Let's just assume that everything's gonna work. I mean, it might, you never know. It never does first time. You always have to do some stupid thing to make things work. Don't need to do anything other than turn it on and see what happens. Oh crap. No, I can't see. Here we go. Oh, actually, probably going to point it at the screen, aren't I? So, point at the screen. But with the lights still in shot. So you can see the flashing light that is no doubt about to happen. And, oof. Well, I mean, so far, not flashing. Oh, that's the loading light. 3, 2, 1. Wait. Here we go. Look at all that. Okay, that came up quickly. Storage, that's faster. That's a lot faster. Okay. System, that's a lot faster. Tools, tools. Should, nah. I don't know. Anyway, before I do anything at all, let's run SYSINFO. SYSINFO. It says I've got a 680/30. That's promising. And it says I've got an MMU. That's also good. And if I run the speed signaling, it's over 9,000. That's great. That is great. That is a hell of a lot faster than it was before. Woo! Comment acceleration. Yep. Good. So it's working. I was going to comment on how quiet it is. Of course it is. It's got no active cooling. My old 040 had a fan on it. It needed a fan on it because it used to get insanely hot. Hopefully this won't get hot. I did have the option of getting a 50 megahertz one, but it said you might have to run it with the trapdoor open. And I suppose I could try a game. Alien Breed 3D to the Killing Ground. Don't know how it's gonna go. Yep. I love how extra these menus are. It's just like, well, we could have made it nice and easy to read, or we could have just made everything on fire. Yeah, they are mental. Right. Blah blah blah. There's some aliens and stuff. M for mouse. Oh well, look at that. Oops. Oh wow. Yeah, that's a big boost in performance. That's a playable speed. And that's not really playable. Is it F5 to make it lighting effects deactivated, quality reduced? I mean, that's probably just about playable. Yeah. Okay, but like this, that's a good speed. Can you strafe? I can't remember if you can strafe. Get squished. I'm pretty sure there's a way of making it chunky, and it's not that. Pressing star is not how you make it chunky. Oh well, that works well. That's really not what I got this for. I didn't get this for game performance really at all. I got it for slightly my own game performance when I'm developing stuff. Just not running out of RAM. So let's see how the graphics tablet copes. This tablet still behaving? It seems to be. Hey, me from the future here. Now for the rest of the video, I'm just going to be doodling in Artifact. If you're not interested in seeing a graphics tablet and some doodly stuff, then I'd stop now. Thank you for making it this far. See ya. Let's try Artifact. Now, the thing I like about Artifact is it's basically the only app I'm aware of where, it's certainly on my setup at least, the tablet pressure works. It sort of works in photogenics, but the pressure curve's all over the place. It's almost backwards, so you have to press light to make dark lines and dark to make light lines, which is not correct, go for presets. Those are silly presets. 640 by 480. Okay, let's see how this goes. Let's try the pencil tool. Pressure is enabled. Well, you look at that. That is working pretty well. It's a hell of a lot better than it was before. Yes, this is usably fast. Before, with the base 1200, it wasn't. Let's be honest. You had to really be patient, like insanely patient. You'd have to do very, very small brush strokes. Sometimes you were just waiting for them to catch up with you. This is what happens when I doodle and don't think about what I'm drawing until I've done a few lines. Apparently I'm drawing some sort of toothy thing. Yeah, I don't really know what this is. It's like the world's slowest felt tip. Oh. Crayon updates in a sort of manageable speed. And wax crayon, yeah, that's alright. In fact, that, if anything, updates faster, and I like how grungy it is. At the moment I'm doing a cryptid challenge. Maybe I can make this into a bunyip as well. I mean, it wasn't supposed to be a bunyip when I started, but it might be a bunyip by the time I've finished. I genuinely think that this graphics tablet, which I think I bought for about a £5, and mildly accelerated Amiga, is actually a pretty great machine for drawing on. That's kind of mental. I mean, yeah, everyone knows they can do pixel graphics because that's what everyone expects from computers back then. Between photogenics and Artifact, this is great. I mean, it's actually weirdly great. If I'd known that graphics tablets could work this well, and I had actually got my hands on one of these back in the day, I'd probably have used the Amiga for a bit longer when it came to art stuff, because when I moved over to the PC, I was using GIMP, I was using Paint Shop Pro, I was begrudgingly using some sort of Photoshop. And then I was subscribed to Photoshop, to Adobe everything for ages, and then I just decided screw Adobe. Literally no idea what it is, some sort of dragony beast. I feel like it needs beefy arms. I feel like that little squiggly line coming out of his mouth should be steam or something. That'd be cool. Well, cool in a dorky kind of way. Now, I couldn't do this because I didn't have the RAM before. Let's save it before I screw everything up. I haven't even set up the accelerator properly yet. I just shoved it in. That's it. That's all I did. There are a few settings I can tell it to run the IDE faster, and I will do that because, yeah, why not? It's worth a try. Hopefully everything won't break. This crayon's interesting because it's got quite a bit of smearing going on. Oh yeah, one thing I was going to show you. Layers. Oh yeah, This is what we're talking about. Can't do this on many Amiga anythings, or probably many applications of this vintage. A layer. Oh my gosh. So if I go new, and because I actually have more than 3 kilobytes of RAM, I can just carry on working on a new layer. Now it looks like he's got dragon boobs. I mean, maybe he should have some sort of mane, and then I don't have to think about the anatomy of what the hell's going on. As a test, this is going okay. Maybe I should just go back to saying he's a bunyip. Nobody seems to know what they look like. Some people said they look like a giant starfish. That's like not the terrifying starfish. Actually, those are quite scary if they were massive and they still had their creepy little mouth things. I don't think they are technically mouths. I think it's their mouth, and I think it's also their anus. They have like a mouth button, which is resourceful, I suppose. You should have given scales or some sort of texturing so that he looks less crap. To be honest, my Amiga's probably fast enough now to run the music at the same time. Should I do that? Should I do that? Yeah, let's do that. Ooh. I guess, oh look at that. That hadn't occurred to me. That mid-tone in the yellow is exactly the same colour as the mid-tone in the clock. I mean, what's that about? Why is it yellow? That is not the midpoint between white and black. Hippo player. Pam pam. New. Okay. That'll do, I guess. Bleep bloop. Boring. People. I'm gonna have some coffee. I'm gonna pause this 1 second. Right, okay, yeah, well it plays mods fine in the background here. Oh yep, here's my, let's not knock over my tea. It's an ApeTech HyperPen 6000. It's not the best tablet. Let's see. Does the music interfere with the speed of the brush? Doesn't seem like it. Thank you, Paula. Oh, I thought it can be a bunyip. Because bunyips live in water, I can just sort of just put a line along and pretend I meant that to happen. I'll edit in the bunyip I drew on the iPad. I won't beat around the bush on that. It's not as nice as my more recent Wacom tablets, and it's nowhere near as nice as drawing on the iPad. But it's certainly in the same ballpark as my original Wacom Graphite. So turning down the volume slightly on the music. Yeah, my Graphite was about the same size. If anything, it had a smaller drawing area than this. This is just the level of performance you get from a 680-30 running at 40 megahertz. Admittedly, the individual computers' cards are slightly faster than the equivalent back in the day would have been, but it's Still damn impressive. Now, see, that was him before I added all that stuff. It's him after I've added all that stuff. Let's see how PPaint runs, which is a really dumb point because PPaint ran like fast. Ooh, oh wow! I mean, now it runs fast. That is 100% really smooth. That's no different to my Wacoms and so on. Let's try it with bigger brushes. Oh. Okay. Obviously there's no pressure support, which actually works in PPaint. I'm pretty sure, or maybe someone has it working. Maybe. Excuse me while I doodle. Yep, works kind of beautifully. This is fast. I mean, you can see how little delay there is there. There is none. Depends whether you want pressure and vague natural media support, or whether you want super responsive, super responsive, but no pressure. But if you've got a really thin thing like this, you can do some pretty convincing cross-hatching. Treat it like you're drawing in biro, which is one of my favourite mediums anyway, and you can do some pretty cool stuff. That's one of the ways you could get shading. So PPaint's a success. Oh, well, what a surprise. I mean, I just kind of love that PPaint's still actively developed. Load image. Let's find. It's not the latest version of the image, but let's see. Matching. It's close enough. Oh wow, it's actually quite an old version of it, but it'll do. It's in my palette. Oh, no, this was when you were running this low res. It was always smooth anyway, but God, this is. I can't put into words how responsive the graphics tablet is. So, what I didn't get a chance to do then was try DPaint 5. PAL, high-res laced, 256 colours. Use. Boom. Let's see how responsive this is. Well, 0% responsive because I forgot to load the graphics type tablet drivers. Okay, here goes. Oh yes, that's good too. This is gonna be some sort of... Oh, day one was Mothman. Sort of accidentally drawn a furry thing here, so I'm gonna make this into my own little Mothman. How do moth wings even work? Let me think about that for a moment. Oh right, yeah, moth wings are more like big. No, I can't draw shit at the moment. I don't know why. That just looks like it's got a series of dongs. It's not a dong man. It's a moth man. Maybe he shouldn't be a Mothman because I don't seem to be able to draw wings right now. Maybe he should be just some sort of hairy beastie. Now DPaint is a weird one. DPaint does have pressure support, but it seems to rely on some sort of mythical tablet that doesn't exist anymore. says, "Hi, masterwork." No, not a good picture, but DPaint works. DPaint works nicely with the tablet running really nicely and smoothly. Shame about the pressure, but I guess you can't have everything. Deluxe Paint is still going to be a favourite regardless. Okay, so to make a quick summary, installation was incredibly easy. The level of performance was significantly better than I was expecting, really. Workbench is responsive, the art applications I use are way more pleasant to use now. I tried pretty much the most taxing game that came out for the Amiga other than ports, and that ran pretty damn okay as well. Things like the IDE speed booster, I had a chance to try those after recording this video, and on my system they work perfectly. I can turn it up to the max. Everything about this has been a pretty great experience, so I can't really recommend these accelerators enough. Thanks for watching this long. See you next time.